Hello all. Today we are going to talk about uniform circular motion of class 10th. Okay, actually is there in class 11th also, but we are going to restrict ourselves for class 10. Now let us first talk about some examples of uniform circular motion from your everyday life. So what thing comes to your mind when I say uniform circular motion? So I'm sure some of you might tell some examples or few example at least. To my mind, one example counts is fan. If you are not changing the regulator, okay, means you are not turning the regulator. Suppose you have fixed it at 5, so finally it will attain a full speed, whatever is speed, and then if you put a mark on the blade of the fan, so if you put a small dot on a fan blade, it will describe a circular path. So blades go, each point of the blade will describe a circle. And again I'm saying you don't have to change the number in the regulator, then that motion of the particle of the blade is uniform circular motion. Uniform means speed is constant. So uniform circular motion, in uniform circular motion, first very important thing is speed is constant. Body is going in a circle but with constant speed. Next example will be like mixie blades, mixer grinder, right? If you have put the grinder or juicer at a particular speed, then inside that liquid will go in circular motion or whatever you have put. Then one more example will be washing machine also. Like when the if you see the drum of the washing machine, then against that the cloth is being rubbed, right? So that drum motion is also circular motion. Now these are very simple examples, but if you go to a very large scale like planet, let us just talk about earth and sun. So sun is the center, earth goes around it in almost a circular path. Correct word is elliptical path, but circular is very true to great extent. Then if you talk about sun, other planets also, so they go around circle. Now like that, if I go to atom part, now let us come again to very small part. So one example is, if you have sun and this is earth, right, it goes in a circle with almost constant speed. That's why we have duration of air something fixed, right? Now if I replace this by electron, right, sun and earth, now if I write this to be nucleus and this is electron, you all know that electron also goes in a circular path. Now we are going to talk about this, then we can have a lot of example. One simplest example will be, suppose you have a stone tied in a string. Okay, this is not a stone, but so I can make it go in a circle, right? And the radius of the circle is this. So this is actually called horizontal circular motion. Okay, fine. Now I can also go make it go like this. Sorry, this is called horizontal circular motion. The one which I have shown you, this is called vertical circular motion. So if I do it at constant speed, right, this is an example of so this is vertical circle and this is called horizontal circle. Now so we have plenty of example from daily life where we encounter uniform circular motion. Now what happens, the experiment I have shown you, in uniform circular motion a body moves in a circle, right? So let us take the example of that stone and string. So this stone, sometime it's here, it's here, it's here, and it's here, and this is the center, and sometime it's here, it's here, and let us say that we are rotating in this way. Okay, so the body is rotating in this direction, right? Now speed is constant, so it means suppose it is going with some speed here, same speed is here, same, and so on, right? Now but it turns out the velocity is a vector quantity, and its direction is tangent to given point. Now in uniform circular motion, speed is constant, velocity is a vector quantity, its direction is tangent to the given point. So at any point, suppose the stone is here, you draw a tangent, this is the direction of velocity. If the stone is here, this is the tangent. If the stone is here, this is the tangent. If the stone is, let us say, on the top, this is the tangent, and so on. Now at each point, okay, if you ask me what is velocity, then I have to draw tangent to that point. Now this is a very famous question. Okay, it goes something like this, that suppose there is a string and there is a stone and it is going in a circle. So suppose as it goes in a circle, suppose at any point, suppose it is going in a circle in the same way and the string breaks, in which direction the stone will fly? Whether it will fly like this or whether it will go like this. So I am making it go in a circle, right, like this, and suppose on the top part the string breaks, so in which direction the stone will fly? So it turns out the stone will fly tangent to it. So if I draw a tangent, this will be the path taken by the stone. Okay, so and if it breaks here, it will fly in this path, and so on. So in a simple way, okay, suppose this is my east, west, north, south. If the string breaks here, it will go along north. Okay, the velocity is along north, fine. If it breaks here, then the velocity will be along west, so it will go along velocity. Okay, a body always moves along velocity. Now if the string breaks here, the body will move in this direction, and which is nothing but south. And if the string breaks here, the stone will fly in this direction, which is nothing but east. And same way you can ask me that in which direction it will fly here if the string breaks. So this will be, right, you can see it will be, this is east, this is south, right? So southeast or east south, whatever way you can say, it will fly tangential. That is the main thing. Now so in uniform circular motion, the velocity is always tangent to the point. Even the speed remain constant, velocity keeps on changing, right? Like we talked about, at each point the velocity is changing. So uniform, it is an example of non-uniform accelerated motion. Now, non-uniform, the reason being I told you, non-uniform because velocity is changing. Now, if velocity is changing, if you guys remember, change in velocity by time is acceleration, right? So acceleration is nothing but change in velocity by time. So velocity is changing, so acceleration is there, that's why it is accelerated motion. So even the speed is constant, velocity is not constant, and since velocity is a vector quantity, it is defined by direction, and since velocity is changing, acceleration will be there, okay, because acceleration is change in velocity by time. So this is an example of accelerated motion. Now it turns out that in case of uniform circular motion, I'm just talking about this point, velocity is tangent, acceleration points toward the center. So if I draw it here, acceleration is downward, okay, and downward, toward the center, and this is also, so velocity is in different direction. You can see acceleration is pointing towards the center. Of course this is also changing, right? So this is pointing towards the center, so acceleration always point towards center, and this acceleration has got a special name. This is called centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Now if you guys remember Newton's law, force on a body is mass times its acceleration. So now we know that acceleration is towards this. So if the stone mass is m times a will be the force. Force also is directed inward because force is a vector quantity, mass is a scalar. Whatever is the direction of acceleration, force will also take that. So force is directed inward, and this force is also called centripetal force. So in this case, if the body, right now we assume the body is rotating like this, if the body goes in a different way also, okay, this is rotating in, this is anti-clockwise, if it goes clockwise like this, right, from here to here, here, then velocity will be tangential like this, but acceleration will be always toward the center, or force will be always towards the center. So whether it's going clockwise circle, anti-clockwise circle, the acceleration and force will be always toward the center. That's why it's called centripetal force or centripetal acceleration. Now from where this comes, right? Force, what kind of force is that? So it turns out that centripetal force is not a new kind of force, okay. Centripetal force is not a new kind of force. I will give you an example. Let us talk about Earth and Sun. So suppose this is Sun, this is Earth. We all know that Sun attracts Earth because of gravity. So I will write Fg, gravitational pull. So this gravity is the centripetal, this force of gravity or gravitational force of attraction is the centripetal force. Like we said, centripetal is not a new kind of force. So in case of Sun plus earth, gravitational force is the centripetal force. Okay, now what about if I replace now we have a nucleus, right? Nucleus is positive charge, electron is negative charge. So again we know that positive and negative attract, so there is a electric force of attraction on the electron. I am writing Fe. This is electric force of attraction, and this is the centripetal force. So in this case gravitational force is the centripetal force, in this case electric force is the centripetal force. And the experiment in which I rotated, suppose one string with a stone. So if you have a string and a stone and you make it go in a circle, what will happen? As you rotate it, the string will become tight. So tension on this stone, okay, I am not talking about gravity right now, tension on this stone will be in this direction. Okay, so this tension will act like a centripetal force. So this tension will act like centripetal force. So you can see centripetal force is not a new kind of force. Any force can act like centripetal force. When your car takes turn, then friction between tire and road provides you the centripetal force. Okay, so now so centripetal force is not a new kind of force, it acts towards the center, right? And it can be provided by different forces, it is not a new force. Now you have to know a little bit about what is called centrifugal force. Now let me make clear, when whatever I say it will be very little about centrifugal force. Let me make it clear. So centrifugal force is only felt when, so it is only felt when the observer is moving in a circle with the body. Okay, so centrifugal force, it is only felt when the observer is moving in the circle with the body. So to make when the body is moving in a circle. Now to make it more clear, let me try to understand it in this, try to explain you in this way. Suppose there is stone and it is being rotated in a circle, right? Now what happens, suppose this stone is you. Okay, so now I am, suppose you are, okay, you are holding the string and I am making you go in a circle. So you will feel the centrifugal force only. Okay, now it turns out that this centrifugal force, so just imagine, okay, you guys can think about it, you are going in some wheel in this way, okay, or whatever. If you have been in ride where the track goes in a circle, So as you will take the turn, you will find that there will be a force which will act outside. So this will be away from the center. I will write FC for centrifugal. Now this force is called centrifugal force, which acts away from the center, and it is only felt when the body is moving in the circle. So what is important, if one observer is here, okay, if there is an observer and there is one more observer, right? Observer 1, observer 2. Observer 2 is flying in a circle. So observer 2 will feel the centrifugal force, which will be away from the center, and for that reason he has to hold the string very tight. This observer, if he is a scientist, if he explains this thing, then he doesn't have to introduce centrifugal force. Okay, don't make it complicated. It's just a force felt by the body going in a circle. Okay, and it is outside. To give one more example, and this you guys have felt, if your car is taking turn in this way, right? So suppose this is your car, and suppose you are sitting here, right? If it takes a turn in this way, of course there is so what will happen, you will feel a force outside. So if your car is taking turn in this way, you will feel a force outside. So if you are relaxing in the back seat at the center and no one is there, if the turn is very sharp, you may slide across to the door, okay, which is of course not a very happy moment. But as the car takes turn, you will feel a force outside. Now again you will feel the force because you are the body which is describing a circle. But if one observer is outside, suppose I am watching you from outside, then my explanation should not involve centrifugal force. Okay, centrifugal force is very tricky, but there are some simple experiments by which you can understand. The third thing I am going to take example is, you will find that when centrifuge, if you guys have heard of it, so centrifuge is used to separate lower density and higher density material or liquid. So what happens in centrifuge, you put something, so centrifuge is something like this. You take a test tube and you have liquid containing some more dense particle, more less dense particle. Now in centrifuge you make this thing go in a circle. Okay, you place a lot of test tube and make it go in a circle. Then what happens, because this there will be a centrifugal force, right? So let us put the test tube in this way. So because there will be centrifugal force, suppose this test tube is going in a circle, because there will be centrifugal force, so you will find out that the more density material and less density material are separated. Okay, you guys can think about it. So just imagine a test tube filled with two kind of liquids or emulsion. As you rotate very fast, due to centrifugal force, what will happen, the lower density and more dense material will be separated. One more example is your washing machine. As it spins the water and the water is thrown outside from the cloth, you can do the same experiment. You take a small piece of towel, you dip in a water, and if you make it go in a circle, you will find the drops flying outward. okay, water will come out, and that is the way. So if you spin, if you are seeing the spinner of a washing machine, the drum, it will throw the water outside, right? So these are all example of centrifugal forces, right? Thank you.